welcome back to my channel. My name is Hilary and I'm a psychic medium, and this is my husband, Jason. And I told you guys that we were going to be doing the Q&A video, so that's what we were doing. It's taking me a little bit of a while to get Jay to record with me because
I'm busy.
He's really busy, but he's not really used to being recorded, right? I don't think I've ever really recorded much of him before, so...
Well, it's also because I have a feeling you're gonna like sabotage me and every single question's for me, so...
No. So, yeah. What do you mean sabotage you?
I have a feeling you went through all the questions and handpicked all the ones for me.
No, there's some in there for me too, but a lot of them are just like generalized questions as well.
Right.
So I did write all of your questions, you guys, that you have given me for Jay and I in our relationship, and so that's what we're going to be reading, and I'm just going to be answering them for you. So if you are new, please hit the bell if you'd like to see more of my content, to be updated or be notified when I put out more videos, like, subscribe, all of that fun stuff. And yeah, we'll just get right into the questions, I guess. I'm a little bit nervous because, I don't know, he's a joker, so I'm really excited to see what he has to say with your guys' questions. Okay, so question number 1 is, what is it like being married to a medium? I've actually never asked him this, so...
No. I mean, yeah, actually, you know what? It is a little annoying sometimes because she knows things that most people don't, right? So, like, where a normal guy can, like, hide stuff and not really say what he means, I have to. I have to be fully honest because she knows. So, yeah, it kind of takes away the ability to tell those little white lies.
So anyway, I'm kind of lucky because I don't have to guess a lot of things, but I have absolutely nothing to worry about with him anyways. He's a good guy. I'm pretty lucky. So, that's all you have to say about that? It's not, like, exciting or nothing? Like, come on.
Well, of course it is. I mean, that's just the first thing that pops into my mind, because a lot of guys like to hide little things, right?
He does hide some things.
I try to, but that's why it's annoying.
It's not like he can't hide anything, or, you know, I'm not always tuned into his energy, you know, because we've been together for so long, and, you know, I'm around his energy nonstop. I am constantly tuned, like, I'm usually tuned into his energy. You know, when you're with someone and, like, you just know sometimes what they're gonna say before they say it. Sometimes I pick that up too with him, and I'm sure he does with me as well, because everyone has intuition. It's not just the fact that I'm a medium psychic. But yeah, if you're expecting some exciting, like, cool thing, like Hilary sees ghosts all the time, and you know, that's not really how it works, unfortunately, so you're not gonna get an exciting answer there. But
there has been some fun stuff. I mean, I'm pretty sure at the other house before we moved, there were a couple times where you thought you saw someone in the backyard, and I'm pretty sure it was some sort of spirit or apparition. It wasn't a person.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure, but...
Oh, yeah, the one time that guy was in the backyard.
Yeah. You had me freaking out.
Yeah, there was just a guy, like, standing in our old house in the backyard, just standing there. And I seen him as clear as day. But usually when I'm not the type of medium, and I've told you guys before, that really sees spirit. I sense them and feel them more, but I have definitely seen them quite a bit. It depends really, like I said, how tuned I am to the other side. But yeah, there was a man just standing in the middle of the backyard, and our backyard was fenced off, and then he just disappeared. So that was sort of, I don't know, weird, but could have been a spirit, but...
I'm pretty sure it was.
So the next question is, do you feel the emotions of Hilary's cases?
Definitely.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, there's many different ways of feeling, right? Like, sometimes I do pick up on some of the emotion around it, but I definitely feel the emotion of it through you, because it affects you, right? Like, if you're doing a case on a little kid that's missing or hurt or whatever, you can feel that in the air.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely.
I never knew that. So I'm learning too, guys, because we don't really discuss much about believe it or not, we don't really...
Well, it's mainly because that's what you do for a living, right? So we don't want to saturate it by talking about it all the time
Yeah, it's, well, like I tell you guys, I have to clear my chakras a lot and do a lot of like cleansing energetically, because yeah, definitely if I don't, then probably my children, our children and others can pick up in the house probably any energy that I brought in from a spirit. So, okay, the next question is, what do you think of her gift? What do you think of it? I don't know exactly
I
what they
think
meant,
it's a lot stronger than she thinks it is.
Oh.
I've said the same thing to you many times, that you kind of question yourself, and I think it's just your own questions of yourself, and it's not the actual like
Oh.
power of your abilities. I think you're a lot stronger than you are, and you shouldn't question yourself.
Well, thank you. That's pretty cute. Aww. Where did you guys go on your first date?
See, that's a tough one, because
I knew you was gonna say.
Well, we've known each other a long time, and
Yeah.
we dated on and off for years, and so it's a tough one. The main one that comes into my mind is when we went to the drive-in, because that was an actual like date. It wasn't like, oh, we're gonna go drive around and then hang out.
Yeah.
We actually set a time and day and went.
Yeah, well, we've known each other for a very long time. I've known Jay since I was really young. Like, well, he knew of me since like grade 9, like high school. Like, he seen me at high school and he had a crush on me and stuff. So, but we kind of dated a little bit off and on, like in our past before we actually became serious, and throughout other relationships that we had. So we already knew, like, it wasn't very new when we started becoming serious. We had already been really good friends for years before we started actually like seriously dating. So yeah, so I mean, for our first date, we went to the movies. We went to the drive-in, and I was like on this healthy diet thing, so he bought me a bunch of fruit, which was super cute, instead of like popcorn and snacks and stuff. So he's always been super thoughtful, and he still is. So I'm lucky that way. But yeah, I mean, we didn't really have like an actual like date that set things off really. So
No, not really.
anyways, this is going there we go, out of focus. All right. So the next question is, where did you guys meet? So that just kind of what we kind of just said that. I would say that he knew about me from when I was younger, because he was acquainted with some of my sister's friends, my older sister, because he is 5 years older than me. So I would say that we knew of each other before, like he knew, like that's sort of how we met, like we just knew of each other. And we started talking again when I was in a relationship with my son's father, so my ex, and we were just good friends, and we talked all the time, and that's, I guess, sort of how we met. We would talk over, I guess, online, so over MSN, actually, to be specific. So I'm not sure if any of you guys remember MSN, but question is, did you notice Hilary was gifted when you first met her, or did her gift develop as your relationship progressed?
Well, with her, it's interesting. She had abilities.
Everything's interesting with me.
She had abilities when she was younger, and somehow or another she turned them off. So, no, when I first got with her, when we first started dating, I had no idea, because she shut it down. It got triggered and reawoken when her mom passed away.
Yeah, and you guys know that I talk about my awakening and when I started to actually embrace my gifts. So, all right, the next question is, do you support Hilary on all her endeavors? Endeavors? How do you say that? Endeavors?
Endeavors. I definitely do. I do anything and everything possible.
No, he doesn't.
Whatever.
Yeah, he's super supportive. He's always been.
I guess it is more of a question for you than me, really.
That is one of the main things that I think I'm most lucky for in a relationship, is how supportive Jay actually is of everything that I want to do, and everything that any ideas that I come up with, anything that I want to do, he's always supported me. So and I likewise support him with whatever he wants to do. And he doesn't just support me; he goes above and beyond and does what he can to make my goals happen. So
I try my best.
he's quite amazing like that. So I'm lucky that way. He hasn't once said he's lucky, have you noticed? So
They know I'm the lucky one. I don't need to say it.
No, they don't know that. Do you both have psychic abilities? So I'm gonna answer that. So Jay's really intuitive. He is extremely, I would say he is psychic, but having abilities and being able to channel spirit is something that all of us can do. And I've explained this to everyone in previous videos, that everyone is telepathic. And we actually all have abilities. It's just about tuning in, and it's just like any other job or any other career. It's about owning in on your gifts and practicing and working towards them through meditation and learning how you connect with energies in the other side. And through your clairs, I've talked about clairs before. But Jason he knows a lot about things that are going to happen sometimes before they happen. And I would say he's psychic. He's pretty intuitive, so. Okay, so the next question is, how long have you guys been engaged for, and how long were you dating before you were engaged?
I mean,
so
to me, we've been engaged a long time, because to me, like, as soon as we like moved in together and started having kids, we were married. I mean,
so we're not legally married. He proposed to me, is it on Christmas in the year 2020? 2019. And we started dating in October of 2016, right?
yes.
So my second daughter, who was 10, she was about 3.5. She had just begun JK, and she'll be 11 in May. So, yeah. Yeah, he proposed to me on Christmas, actually. And want to tell them the story about why he proposed to me on Christmas?
Because she told me not to.
Yeah, I told him I didn't like the cheesy stuff. I didn't want to be proposed to on Christmas. So he proposed to me on Christmas.
It was the best way for me to make it a surprise.
Yeah,
because
it really was.
She's intuitive, right? She picks up on this stuff. So what's the best way to trick her than to do it on the one day she tells me not to?
It was definitely a surprise. Actually, he proposed to me when I was complaining about picking up the wrapping paper from the kids after they had opened all the gifts. He pretty much threw the ring at me and said, "Here," because he was trying to get me to open my gifts, and I was like, "I'm not opening them right now. I'm in a bad mood. I'm not opening them because the kids have been driving me nuts all day," and he threw it at me, and I was like, oh. So I was being kind of a bitch, to be honest. And then I opened it, and I was completely caught me off guard, and I started to cry, and it ended up being the best proposal. So, but we've been dating for around 8 years, I'd say, together for 8 years. So, what are the rewarding parts of bringing two families together, and what is challenging about it?
Oh, jeez.
Right? I know, when someone asked me that question, I was like, oh, God, that one's a challenging one.
It is. Obviously, it's awesome just watching them all try to get along, because they all have totally different personalities.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that's the same as with, kids that aren't a blended family, but it's even more interesting because, we have a couple kids with some, I don't know what to call it, afflictions.
Yeah. So, I don't know, I'm sure I've discussed with you guys, I'm not sure, that we have 3 children with ADHD. They're on the autistic spectrum. They are SPD, which is sensory processing disorder, OCD, which is obsessive compulsive disorder. So all of these things come along kind of with autism. So they all display them, but they all sort of display them in different behaviors. So it's challenging because it's been very challenging, to say the least.
Oh, definitely.
It hasn't been easy to blend our families together. So we have, 5 children altogether, our oldest being almost 20 in August. And she doesn't live with us. She's out on her own. She's in university. But it's been it's been hard to maintain our relationship, I guess, with children that have so many special needs and find time for ourselves. So I think the way we stay connected and together is through humor. We have a lot of humor in our relationship. We joke a lot. We try our best to make time for intimacy and dates. And we do once in a while. So, I mean, you gotta use your magic sometimes and just be creative. When you have a family and, yeah, so it's been, I'd say, with our children's disabilities, and then we also had a micro preemie. So our fourth child, Macy, she just turned 5. She was born a micro preemie, and I did a whole video on that. I had her at 25 weeks, so I won't go off too much off topic, but that was a huge challenge for us because we were at the hospital, McMaster, which was not in our city. We were driving down there every day, so we were driving back from our city to the hospital in the other city to obviously be with our baby because she was there for 6 months because I was actually due on June 6th or 9th and I had her on February 24th. So that was a really big challenge for us too.
Oh, big time. In every way imaginable, financially, emotionally, mentally, physically, everything. It was a tough time for sure.
Okay, so moving on to the next question. What do you guys do to sustain a good, loving relationship together? Like I just kind of mentioned that.
Yeah,
so we have a sense of humor and we try to make time for each other when we can. Sometimes that could even be when we're just driving in the car. Like dropping our kid off somewhere. So the next question's for you.
Oh.
Does Hilary read you and pick up on your family who has crossed over?
Well, I guess I partially answered this in the beginning.
Yeah, I guess you kind of did. Yeah. There's Sheldon.
She definitely does pick up on me quite a bit. Probably because we spend quite a bit of time together, and she's usually connected to me in one way or another. In terms of my family, most of them just kind of do their own thing, but apparently my one grandpa doesn't like to leave her alone. He just
his grandpa.
Walks in all the time.
His grandpa comes through to me a lot and just says random things, and that's okay. I love his grandpa. He's a really friendly, sweet. He's an awesome guy, but he comes in randomly. Spirit likes to come in when I'm trying to channel another spirit. So it's like if his grandpa sees that I'm channeling a spirit and I'm like opening up my energy to receive messages, he'll like try and jump in and.
It sounds like.
Another question for you. Does Hilary's gifts freak you out sometimes?
In the beginning, yes. Because I didn't expect them to be that strong that early. And like right off the bat, I think it was only like a few months into you like really getting into the whole mediumship thing. And that one case, I forget their names now.
I've done a lot of cases, so I can't.
Well, there was the Dylan one.
Oh, my very first case was the Dylan Eller one. Yeah.
That one, and the one with the guy that supposedly killed his girlfriend, but then we found out he didn't, and then he was found dead.
I don't know.
It was that huge case not that long ago.
Oh my God, Gabby.
Yeah. That one and the Dylan Eller one, those ones, I was blown away. Like, almost every single detail that came out, she had already done a video saying exactly those things. And then, people watch the video 3 months later, like, that was all over the news.
Yeah.
Yeah, all over the news 2-3 months later.
Yeah, people, no matter what, you're going to get comments and...
Well, honestly, those ones...
I'm just used to this the way it is, so whatever.
Those ones kind of freaked me out. Especially the Dylan one.
Yeah. That one's really true and dear to my heart because it was the first one, I think the first one I channeled on my channel, and he still hasn't been found, but See, I get teary-eyed. I can't even like think about him because he's,
He
I don't know.
reminds me of Maddox.
He does remind me of my youngest Maddox. Yeah, a lot. So, were you married before Hilary? So our oldest, who was 20, I did not give birth to her. She's from his previous relationship, but they were not married. What does Jason do for a living?
Do I answer it or do you?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
You vote you.
I do IT. So the main part of my work right now is supporting her stuff, like doing any of the SEO and setting up websites and all of that fun stuff in the background.
Customer service.
Yeah.
So he pretty much does the business with me, like with the handmade Etsy shop and stuff. He does a lot of that, the advertising and stuff for that and everything too. How many kids do you have?
Guess we already answered that too.
No, well, we have 5. So our oldest being Abby from his previous relationship, she's 20. Then we have Nolan, he is from my previous relationship, and he is going to be 14 in May. Then Nevaeh, who's also from my previous relationship, she'll be 11 in May. And then together we have 2, we have Macy and Maddox. Macy is 5 and Maddox will be 4 in July. So.
And they're all crazy.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, what do you find attractive about each other? Nothing.
It's true.
Oh my god, like, I could go on forever. Physically, his smile in his eyes. His tattoos, because I like tattoos, and he's tatted everywhere. God, there's so many things. Every morning he brings me a coffee. He is always, like I said, very thoughtful. One of the main things that makes me most attracted to him is that he is so supportive of the things that I want to do, because they're pretty different than most people, I would say, the majority of people. He is just always there. I can always count on him all the time. He's there. I mean, I could go on forever, but I'm not going to, because this video is already getting pretty long. So.
And I honestly, I can't even really answer that question.
Thanks.
No, it's because there's too much. Like, I don't have anything that doesn't attract me about you.
Aww.
Like, even the things that drive me crazy, it's part of you. It's what makes me drawn to you, right?
Aww.
It's true. So yeah, like I wouldn't change a thing, and it's all part of what makes her her.
It's because he doesn't really want you to put on the spot, and he doesn't have
it's
anything.
true.
I'm just kidding.
If you know anything about me, I'm more than willing to get myself in trouble by saying the truth.
He compliments me like 1,000 times a day, so it's not that. I know it's not that, but okay. So the next thing is, do you attend Hilary's readings with her clients?
I haven't yet. I think the main reason for that is because she hasn't really done a whole lot of like readings for like straight up clients. She usually does like videos for YouTube and stuff like that. Yeah. And I think in the beginning we kind of have to just let her do her thing, and then when she's comfortable, I'm sure she'll ask me to step in and hang out while she's doing it.
Well, I'm pretty comfortable now. It's just readings are extremely draining, and I already do so many of them for YouTube. And I tell you guys all the time that I'm pretty busy. Like I'm trying to be a mom as well, and then I have the handmade shop. When you have a handmade shop, I'm hand making everything. Except now we do have more jewelry on there that is not handmade. It's from another company that I collaborated with. But it's the candles, I hand make them. The other jewelry that's on there, I hand make it. All of my tarot and oracle decks, I make them. So I'm currently working on 3, and there's 2 that are going to be published very, very soon. So I'm pretty busy. So I am taking readings again, though. I just posted that yesterday, actually. It's just that readings are very draining. They're extremely emotional. They take a lot out of me. They wipe me out. And I have to do a lot of cleansing with my chakras and stuff after. So that is the main reason why I don't do a lot of readings. They aren't really my favorite thing to do either. I love doing readings on here. I love being a voice for victims, and I love helping people. It's not that I don't like doing readings, that they're very traumatic. It's people that have passed over, and it's, you know, my clients end up crying, and it's just traumatic. That's all. So, and I have enough trauma with my children. They make me cry every day. So, the last question is just a very random one. How many dogs do you guys have?
How many do I wish we had, or how many do we have?
So we have 3. We have an American Cocker Spaniel. You guys have seen him quite often, Sheldon, and then we have 2 Keeshawns that we got the Christmas before the last Christmas, and they are a boy and a girl, so Shadow and Shyla. I don't think you guys have seen them as much, but they're Keeshawns, and yeah, we have 3 animals, so yeah, that's also on top of our kids. It's a lot, but we kind of got suckered into the Keeshawns.
You got suckered in, and I can't say no to you.
So he got suckered in too. It's the same thing. Doesn't really matter who it's by, but anyways, guys, that's it for today's video. That's all the questions that I'm gonna answer today. There was a few more, but this video is getting really long, so hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in my next video, and maybe you will see more of Jay in more videos. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Bye, everybody.